go. It's right up there. So as you guys can see, they have 60 minutes to code this website out. We do have a set of awesome commands that you guys can use. You can find all those commands right below this stream. There's like a little section for it in our sidebar. And you can use those commands in the chat, and Moobot will output a link for you, and those links will improve your viewing experience. So if you're watching on your desktop or something, on your computer, you can, open up a new tab and, for example, see Blue Team's website for yourself in your own browser, or Red Team's website, or you can even see the code in your own browser and, scroll through it all you want and examine it. It's cool. It's cool. Okay, so let's see what is going on. So on the Blue Team, we have an import of a font. So that's awesome. Already got his font imported, the Source Sans Pro. And we're already styling some of these IDs. We got the 2-plate header, we got the 2-plate top, 2-plate title bar. Cool stuff. And then over here on the Red Team, they're doing their resets. So what a reset is, it's where you pretty much override styles that are added by the browser by default. So if you guys don't already know, by default the browser would add things like padding and margin to the browser, and I could actually show you guys what that looks like since Blue Team hasn't done their resets yet. So as you guys can see, well, somewhat. Okay, you guys can't really see very well because of the overlay to the left, but there is a margin on the left of this vid stop text, pretty much just to the whole left and everything. But it doesn't look like there's a margin because the overlay is obviously covering up most of the code there. But we'll go back. Syntax show template render, please. What do you mean? I'm not really sure what you're asking. Is it intentional that you count down for the 5-second countdown and say bam? It's kind of anti-climatic. Yeah, I didn't realize that it's anti-climatic. I shall not do the bam until the actual countdown. Thanks to Timmer for pointing that out. Okay, so obviously Blue Team is just going hard in the paint right now, or hard in the code, I should say. So, man, Mivel Puff needs to catch up. I mean, no worries. There's nothing absolutely crazy happening on Blue Team. Red Team could be taking his time, processing his thoughts. If you guys weren't already able to tell, the theme of this website is the website's called VidStop, and it's a place where you can watch and stream videos. So that's kind of the whole idea. So here's what I'm gonna do, guys. Since this is the same HTML template, I'm actually gonna scroll down all the way on this template on the right here, so that way you guys can see the top to the left and the bottom on the right. Because I'm not gonna be scrolling through this HTML template all that much. You guys can totally check this code out in your own browser. So I do encourage you guys to utilize our commands that we have here on the stream. So 5 minutes, well, 4 minutes and 15 seconds already passed by. Okay. So over here on the Blue Team, we are adding that display inline block on those list items, and what that's going to do is it's going to bring all the list items that were, they by default they're listed like this because they're displayed as a block, but that display inline will bring it so that they're all aligned together on the same line. That's essentially what that means. Okay, and then over here, it looks like he's working on that sub menu, because we do have a sub menu in here. Let's actually refresh the site and see what we have accomplished so far. Okay, on the red team, it looks very broken right now. I'm sure he's working out some stuff. But over here on the blue team, we do have that blue background. That's going to allow him to see where that div is, that container, because as you guys know, containers are, you know, invisible by default. What we've been seeing a lot on DevWars is people, well, not a lot, but a really great idea is to, on your all selector, add that property of outline to every, well, not outline, actually we've seen that originally, but we've seen people add a background color on that alpha channel of like 20% opacity, so you'll have like the black color at 20%, and that'll allow you guys to see where everything is. And on top of that, you guys can actually see it in a layer format, so you guys can see what's on top of what containers are on top of each other based on how dark it is, since it's transparent. But we're not seeing that today. I just think it's a very interesting. Okay, so on the red team, they are working with floats. It doesn't look like we're using the float concept on the blue team. We're using the display inline concept. Both ideas would work. They're both going to accomplish the same thing. However, float does require some additional catering, because you do have to, you know, add those clears to anything after whatever you're floating. So if not, you're going to have your website look like this. This is the result of float. See how everything's kind of like on top of each other? Yeah. Well, I'm sure he fixed that now with that clear after. Nah, he's still got some stuff to fix. Yeah, so what he'd probably have to do is add content, the content property in here, because anytime you're using that after or before pseudo selector, you're gonna have to add content, and you could just have it blank. And then what I've seen commonly is adding display table, you know, to your after pseudos. Guys, if you guys couldn't tell, I am super awake right now, which is awesome, because I have been hosting DevWars with zero sleep lately, and it's just been horrible. Like, it's been so hard for me to focus, and now it's like, let's do this. Let's do it right now. Okay, so obviously we got a lot of code over here on the blue team. We have a bunch of stuff going on. Okay, so but most of the stuff is just the navigation, really. That's all that blue team is working on right now. I mean, they're both working on the same thing, but it just goes to show how much is required for, you know, just the sub menu system. Because what is the difference between echo and print? I think, you know, I'm not a PHP pro, but I would like to answer this question. I think print, like, I don't even want to answer it. Print goes at the top of the screen, right? At the top. Echo is more for, like, I don't even want to try it. I don't want to try. I'll let the PHP Joe handle this. I might be thinking of print F. Okay. Let's refresh the site. Okay, guys, check this out. We already have a drop-down menu working on the blue team. That's what he's been working so hard on. And I'm sure he's gonna add a he's gonna add a hover effect over these list items, I'm sure. Yeah, this looks good. As you guys can see, a drop-down menu is, you know, can be completely made in CSS alone. We have just this hover effect. Essentially what's going on here, by the way, guys, let me explain. So the way this is working is he has it so that, okay, this, see this drop-down menu box? This drop-down menu is always there. You just can't see it when you're not hovering over it. So it's essentially there right now, even though you can't see it. It's probably set to display none or something like that. And when you hover over it is when you're gonna make it so that it's displayed. So you're displaying it now. It's pretty straightforward. And I believe he's doing that with position absolute on. Yep, right here, position absolute. He has it displayed none by default. And then on hover, he's displaying it as a block. So that's that. Okay, so there is 48 minutes on the clock. We're almost a quarter way in. Red team still has some catching up to do. Yeah, but I mean 48 minutes, guys, to code a website, well, style and HTML template, that's plenty of time. I don't think Mivelpuff has too much to be worried about because, you know, there's a lot of time on the clock. Okay, so on the blue team, we are starting on the mid wrapper. This is everything below the navigation bar. So essentially what's gonna happen here is we got a new selector being born, like a new section of the site that we're styling here, and I'm sure he's just analyzing the code or reviewing the or coming up with ideas because, you know, this HTML template is completely new to them, and they're having to come up with these design ideas on the spot. Like, they don't have time to think about this. Who wrote the HTML? It was definitely not me. All I did was change around some of the the verbiage on there. DevWars stole it from some site. Wow. Wow, you're gonna do me like that, FreakSpot? No, he's right though. He's totally right. I didn't steal it. They were giving it away for free. But eventually we're going to have a way for you guys to submit like HTML templates you guys come up with, and we could totally use that during the game. But for now, you know, we're just doing it this way. Coffee though. Okay guys, looks like we're about a quarter way in now. We have a background image being loaded on this mid wrapper, which is very interesting. Let's check out what he actually imported. Okay, we're not seeing it yet. I wonder... Okay, so check this out, guys. He actually got rid of the background color on this section right here. So now we just have that blue navigation bar, which looks very good. And we do have that hover effect that I was talking about earlier. Everything looks good. Is the CSS code available to preview after the match? After the match, no. What you could do is, you know, go to code.devwars.tv and copy the code, you know, but right now none of the code is available to download. You know, we're working on that. We're gonna have it all archived, as you guys know, on our website, devwars.tv. Okay, let's refresh this, see what he's done here. Okay, here's what I'm thinking, guys. I'm gonna show you guys how to make a button really easily. Let's refresh Red Team, see what they have accomplished. Yeah, they got some stuff to work on, that's for sure. Okay guys, I'm gonna show you guys how to make a button really quickly through this inspect element. So over here we have this learn more link, and let me change the song. Man, we have to like build a playlist. Okay guys, so quick tutorial on how to build a button. So obviously this is not a button, it's just an anchor tag. Okay, with the text learn more inside of it. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add some styles to it. So let's start by getting rid of that text decoration. And we'll just say none. And that's gonna remove that underline that we saw earlier there. Underlines added to all anchor tags by default, as you guys should be aware. And then we're going to add a background color of, let's just say, let's do something like, let's do hot pink. Okay? And then we'll have like color to be white. And then we're going to add padding, and this is a cool trick. So all you have to do is add like, you know, a small amount of padding top and bottom. And then you could leave it like that. I mean, you could add more padding, of course, if you want. But normally, it's good to have more padding on the left and right. So like, you know, you could do like 13 pixels left and right, or 15 pixels. So as you guys can see, it looks better with more padding left and right and less padding top and bottom. And then you could just add some border radius to this bad boy of, hold on, border radius of like 5 pixels, and that'll, or 10 pixels, and that'll round off the corners. So that's a quick way to make a button, guys. Hopefully you guys are learning some stuff today. Let's go back to the code now. I mean, obviously, guys, there's other things we could have done with the, like you guys are mentioning things like display block, and that would put it on its own line, which would have been necessary in that case. But I was just showing you guys just raw how to make a button, not really acknowledging the content flow, you know, that it was in. No problem for that quick tutorial. I'll try to do it every now and then. Okay. So down here, we are working on a button over here. And you guys can see, this is a completely different approach. So he has a default width as opposed to using, you know, relying on that padding. So he has a default, well, a very... Yeah, I don't know. This is another way to do it, of course. But the reason why he's doing it this way is most likely because he wants to use that margins auto right here. And that auto is going to allow him to center the button. So in this case, if you were to just rely on padding, he wouldn't be able to center it using that margin auto. So because margin requires you to have a defined width property. You have to define your width in order for it to center. And then he's just changing the color using that background. Yeah, the coders cannot edit the HTML. They can copy stuff from it and, you know, select it or whatever. They just cannot add or change anything on it. So, you know, if they're wanting to add like, you know, an element on the page or change verbiage, they actually can if they're clever enough to you know, understand the tricks that are in CSS to accomplish such a thing. Other than that, they wouldn't be able to, you know, go right into this HTML template and change that. The margin between lists is annoying me. If you're talking about blue team, yeah, I agree. I think like having no margin in between would look better. Oh, check this out, guys. Wow. Can Mibblepuff hang in there, guys? He is sorting out that navigation bar. It is looking better. Yeah, but he definitely has some catching up to do because Jung's website is starting to look like a website. Starting to look less like HTML. Okay, and then we have this content right here that he needs to sort out. But we do have these buttons Everything's looking good. Let's go back to the code. Blue is on fire. You guys know what that means. Whoa! Holy crap. Let me get out of here. It's hot. Oh gosh, it's hot over here on the blue team. Is the fire gone yet? Is the fire gone? Okay, good. Yeah, I straight up walked into that fire. I had to stop, drop, and roll for like 10 hours. But I'm back, guys. I just thought that was a perfect opportunity to get a refill on coffee. Ooh, oh, look at that. It's like super full. I'm trying not to spill it. That would suck. Okay. Anyways, this song is really weird. That was weird. This song right now is called Ready, Aim, Fire. Okay, so let's see what stuff we have in here. Okay, we have that background size cover. And that's gonna pretty much take this background image that he has right here. And it's going to cover, you know, everything inside of that container with that image. Now, that's a very handy property. Something that that I can actually teach you guys is that you can actually see how he has this background hyphen position, background hyphen image, background hyphen repeat, background hyphen size. You can actually, you know, code everything that he's doing in here with one line. And that's just simply using that background property. You know, you could accomplish that. I don't want to add anything to his code, obviously, because that will, I'm not allowed to alter his code. But yeah, look into it. Background property, everything. It's just like a shorthand way of handling things. If I drank that much coffee, I would not be able to sit here and watch this. If I didn't drink as much coffee as I did, I wouldn't be able to host this. Yeah, I do drink a lot of coffee, though. It's pretty sad. Wolves, please. I can't. I mean, maybe I can. Let me see. Oh my gosh, this is a very long. I'd rather not, because I don't want to mess anything up. But, well, yeah, because like if I'll have to search out the song like through the search, and then I'll have to, never mind, just, we can't take song requests right now. Okay, let's see how the red team is doing now. Let's see how they progressed. Oh man, that's looking pretty good on the blue team. But on that red team though, let me show you. Whoa, okay, so they're obviously working on that sub menu, which is good. But it looks like that sub menu is a part of the actual content on the site, so he probably has that display block or something. I don't know. Let's see what he's doing here. That sub menu right here. Let's give this list item force element state of hover. And then let's see what is being applied to this. Well, let me show you guys a quick fix. Okay, oh, check it out, guys. He's already fixed it. Okay, so it's looking good. It's looking good on the red team now. They have some catching up to do, guys. We did see earlier that blue team was on fire, and I had to walk away because of how hot it got. But I mean, like, he has 34 minutes. I mean, there's not very much to code. I would say the navigation is one of the hardest parts to code on this HTML template for sure. Joe the Fox is up in here. Okay. Let's refresh the blue team and see what they have accomplished. Man, they are definitely going hard over here. They're definitely going hard. Let's see what red team is working on. And now, some of the frustration on the red team could be because he decided to utilize the float method on, you know, aligning his content. And, you know, it could be frustrating because you have to worry about floats and, you know, on an HTML template that you're completely unfamiliar with. It could lead to some delays, whereas on the blue team, he did go with the whole display inline block method, which is definitely less stress-inducing. Hashtag Denmark, guys. A lot of our viewers are from Denmark. Shout out to you guys who are watching over there in Denmark. Okay, oh, I almost dropped my mouse. Alright, guys, so I just want to remind you guys, game 2, the game right after this game, we're going to have a JavaScript heavy game, and it's going to be so crazy. It's going to be the most intense game you've ever seen, and the most interesting, I believe. So we're looking for some of the best JavaScripters out there. So if you guys know your stuff in JavaScript, you need to sign up right now so that we have you ready to go. Okay, let's see what's going on. We are utilizing that nth child right here on the list item, which is a nth child is such an awesome selector. Looks like he got rid of it. Let's see what the blue team is working on. I'm not seeing a selector anywhere. What does the JavaScript challenge consist of? I can't talk about the objectives because those objectives are supposed to be revealed right before the game starts to prevent any preparation. But I will say this. The game is going to, okay, that next game that we're going to have, the JavaScript is going to consist of creating a video game. So it's going to be like this online video game, and we're going to obviously have a set of objectives to guide both teams on what they're going to be doing exactly. But, I mean, a video game, guys. A web-based video game. Like, the way it's drawn out, it is totally doable in 60 minutes, but we obviously need somebody who knows JavaScript. So maybe you guys can post on the JavaScript. No, don't do that. Never mind. We already posted there on Valentine's Day. Dang it. We need a place. If you guys know of a good community where we have a bunch of JavaScripters, we're going to need them because obviously this next game is going to be super crazy, and we're going to need some of the best JavaScripters around town. Yeah, we don't have very much CSS over here on the red team. We have double the amount of CSS on the blue team. Let's refresh red team and blue team's website. Is this Mibel's first time playing on DevWars? We had so many DevWars games, I can't keep track of who played or not. So, if anybody... Wow, that's search bar. I really like that. Search bar. It looks very clean. Danny Fritz has volunteered to participate in that JavaScript battle. Whoa! Danny Fritz, I hope you applied on devwars.tv/play. That way we can keep track of your application. Free Code Camp has some epic JSers. Well, let's spread the word on there. Okay, guys. Red team does need some pointers, it seems. Maybe one of my moderators can pop in to the red team and just kind of help guide him a little bit, just to give him a helping hand, because it looks like he's having a hard time still working on that navigation system. So I think that would be appropriate to just give him a helping hand, just give him some pointers. Bezman41, what's up, man? Are you really not a moderator? That's so weird. "28 minutes on the clock, guys. We are more than halfway into the game. Jung is, you know, on fire. I actually don't know what to help Mivel with. I mean, fair enough. Mivel is experiencing that DevWars anxiety effect for real. We still have that margin on that navigation bar. Obviously, it's not the biggest, it's not a big concern, but we've had some people say that don't really like it. From the start, do they have to design they need to create from, or... Okay, yeah, they get an HTML document. They're both provided. Okay, you guys are already answering. I don't even need to say anything. Should we tell him to focus on other things than the navigation? Perhaps, yeah. Maybe he should, you know, give him some pointers in that sense, where what he should be working on. Now, if you guys can let both blue team and red team know that that we are going to be voting on responsive design as well, so make sure they both are aware that they need to add, you know, their media queries in their documents, so that they can at least participate in that voting category. Otherwise, that's 2 points that they're going to be missing out on. DevWars, watching you drink that coffee makes me want to go make a pop for myself. Hey man, do it. Do it, and we shall drink coffee together. I still gotta finish this. Like, it's still pretty hot. Let me... Okay. Check this out, guys. So, over here, in the HTML document, this code implies that it is a 3-column website. So as I'm gonna go to the HTML and show you guys, right here we have those column 3 class. So it implies that it is a 3-column, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be. Now, one thing they could do is they can I'm gonna show you guys in this but just by inspect element. So on this column 3, we could set a width of, say, 33%, and we could do display, because by default divs are display block, which means it's gonna have a whole line to itself. So you could do display inline block, and that's gonna allow for the content to, you know, move over some. Now, the reason why it's not moving over now is probably because the width is some other styles that he has in here that Okay, we didn't apply it to all the column classes. That's why. So in order for me to easily add that style to every single column class, it would be for him to actually create a selector for it. Okay, there we go. So he's already doing this. He's already got that 30% calc in there. So what he's doing is he's probably allowing this calculation to accommodate for this padding that he's adding here. So this is a great workaround to, you know, being able to have percentages while being able to add padding on top of it. So that's what that's about. We're gonna refresh the red team and see what they have accomplished. Okay, so we're coming along now. You know, quite easily what we could do here, and obviously this is underneath the navigation because of those floats that we were talking about earlier. So, I mean, he can easily add some character to this by adding some, you know, a background color of like sky blue. And then, I don't know, he could change the color to even white. I mean, obviously that probably won't look good because of how light the background was already. But, I mean, you could definitely do some stuff. The red drop-down menu is interesting. It is kind of interesting. He could probably have this a bit lower. Whereas on the blue team, we do have that, like, looking like that. And then you guys see he did have his 3 columns, those styles for those 3 columns in there. It is looking good. Yeah. Red team is gonna have to catch up. We do see that border on the bottom there. Lass, it has been a while since I've seen you, dude. Good to have you. Good old-fashioned coffee. Yes, Dirk, we are going to be voting on responsive design. You did hear me correctly. So adding media queries would definitely help get some points. Would only work is the first level is not the... Emery, welcome to DevWars. Double salutes to you. Pour your coffee, guys. We need to be prepared for the second game, though, because the second game is super JavaScript heavy. If you guys know any great communities for, you know, JavaScripters of any kind, post DevWars in there. You know, give DevWars a shout out so that those JavaScripters can come and enjoy a good JavaScript-based game. (21 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. We have seen red team struggle a little bit here because, you know, he's been working on that navigation bar for quite some time, but we are just now seeing him kind of transition his way into the main content of the site. I heard Denmark community has some great JavaScripters. Yeah, no kidding. Guide Green, that's definitely a refollow. Okay, so I mean, we could definitely do some more stuff in this. So definitely more work over here. Duplo, welcome to DevWars. Last time you shared in a group, we got invaded by Denmark. Okay, we're working with positioning over here on this HTML caption. Linzer Lion, welcome to DevWars. Okay. So I'm assuming, okay, so the column 4, yep, we're adding that column 4. And he copied and pasted code, but that was from here. And you are allowed to copy and paste code as long as it's, you know, in your own document and stuff like that. He didn't go to another site and copy and paste that. 20 minutes, guys, left on the clock over here. Bam! 20 minutes. Yeah, we're almost like 3/4 of the way into the game. First time here. What's up, Ryan? I am glad we have some first timers in here. We are going to have a crazy game after this. For those of you guys who are just now tuning in, this was a 1v1 game. That's what you guys are watching. And it's just CSS versus CSS, really. It's all about design. Both teams have been given the same HTML template, and they're just pretty much selecting those, you know, predetermined classes and IDs and stuff like that, whatever they have to do to pretty much style the websites. And this is what we have so far. They've been coding for 40 minutes now. Obviously, the blue team has the lead. They were on fire this whole game. Red team was putting a lot of time and energy into that navigation bar, and most of the reason behind it was most likely because that they were using the float method, which has its, you know, it's a pretty frustrating method if especially I would believe when you have no control over that HTML content. Now over here on the blue team, they utilized the display inline block method as opposed to that float, so he didn't have to worry about any, you know, clear fixing or anything like that. So I do recommend using the float property very sparingly. I used to be all about that float life until I you know, moved on over to display inline block, and it's been great. It has been. Let's move over back to the code. You know, I wonder what this would look like if they were side by side. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I have it displayed inline, but you know, there's not a real specific tag for this. You could probably do, okay, Frederick Fode. Did I say your name right? Welcome to DevWars. Salutes to you. Now, about this, see, there's no container for this, really, but there is a clever way of doing this, guys. He can easily add a after pseudo of, you know, add a content and have that content be the, almost like the line break in a way. You know, you can add a pseudo element to accomplish this line break here and have these buttons side by side. But I mean, it's just a design preference, I'd imagine. And we do have those. These look really good, guys. This looks really good. Linzer Lion is the latest follower. Welcome to DevWars. Did I already say? I'm not sure. I may have been too busy talking. Let's refresh red team. Yeah, they got some. Everything on their website is like black and white. Simply me, 5391. That rhymed for a second there. Welcome to DevWars, my friend. Make yourself at home in the chat. We're a very community. Community. Yeah, so everything's black and white over here. There's like no life. I think like he can easily add some color to this site, you know. Unless he's not about that life. He's not about that color. Yeah, so blue team's website is looking pretty close to finish. Ryan, welcome to DevWars. Ryan Malm. Yeah, so at this point in time, blue does have 15 minutes to spare, you know, devoting his time and effort into those media queries, because we are going to be voting on that. Whereas red team doesn't really have, you know, he still essentially has to work on his content. you know, blue team can afford to do that, but I'm not sure about red team. If you guys are coming from Free Code Camp, what's up to you guys? Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show. Right now we're almost done with this. We're almost done with this 1v1 game, and after this we're gonna have a very intense, like I'm talking like you're gonna sweat from watching this game. It's gonna be a very intense JavaScript based game. I mean, we're still gonna have HTML and CSS, so it's gonna be a 3v3, but most of the mechanics of the site is gonna revolve around JavaScript. So, you know, we're looking for them JavaScripters. If you're really good at JavaScript, I'm talking like you're a pro, like you know your stuff in JavaScript. Go to devwars.tv/play. Fill out the application for game 2. Make sure you select JavaScript so that we know you can do it. We need to secure your position as soon as possible. Okay, can my moderators please let both blue and red team know that they need to add their media queries, or else they're not even going to be able to participate in that responsive design voting category. "13 minutes left on the clock." Let's see if red team has caught up. Okay, they did turn these into columns, which is good. Probably didn't mean to turn this into a column, unless, of course, he did mean to. Normally, you want your copyright on its own line. Let's see what he's using to style this. I wonder if he's floating it. Most likely. Yeah, he's floating it over here. If he changed this to 25%, then you would get that copyright thing out of the way. Of course, he'd have to, you know, do other properties to bring that copyright down since he's floating it. But yeah. Again, no color over here on the red team. I'm not sure if he's like, you know, not a fan of colors in general, but that's definitely going to add some character to his site just by picking a color. Maybe even pick a blue, you know, a red color scheme to represent his team color. That's what I would recommend. But I mean, this is a game not just about coding, but it's about design. I mean, you're gonna need to make sure your code is working hand in hand with your design ideas. Because you can be an excellent CSS coder and know your stuff, but lack those design skills, which is essentially what you guys are going to be voting on. We just saw red team delete some code over here. So that's pretty interesting. We are working on those media queries here, guys. So he's essentially coding anything that is with this max width is gonna have these styles applied to it. So that's cool stuff. What's up, Joe? It has been a long time, and welcome back. The next game is a 3v3, and it's the game I've been hyping up like crazy. So, as you guys can see, we do have two different styles of CSS going on over here. We have the brackets on its own line here on the blue team. I mean on the red team, and on the blue team we have the bracket right beside the selector. So I'm actually wondering what you guys prefer. Let's throw up a poll just for fun. I'm gonna throw up a poll, and you guys are gonna be able to vote on which you prefer. So give me a moment while I do that. Never mind about the whole poll thing. I don't even know how to word it. But yeah, we have. I mean, it's interesting to see different developers code. You know, you always see it's like kind of reflects their style, their personality. Just, you know, it's like the code is the same, but the way it's written and everything, and the whole like process behind it. Like obviously there's not one way to code anything. There's definitely many different ways to code a certain and achieving the same concept. I mean, we could use that we could use the example of how red team decided to go with float as opposed to display inline block, you know. Let's refresh the site, see if we have anything different on the red team. Okay. We do have that copyright down here now. Man, he's gonna need to add some colors on this site. Yeah, he's gonna definitely need some more color, or else his site's gonna look very... I mean, just black and white in general is like not good, because I mean it reminds me of those commercials where you have, you know, the thing that's in black and white, the thing that you're not supposed to like, and then you have them side by side with something with color. It's gonna have that psychological effect where it's gonna be like, man, the one with color looks better in contrast with this black and white. So you definitely don't want to, yeah. I wonder if he's going to go back and add those colors. Now, a good idea for the red team is to start working on his media queries just to participate in the vote. Because otherwise, if he doesn't have any media queries on his website, I'm talking about red team here. If he doesn't have any media queries, then he's actually going to simply give up 2 points to blue team. By the way, Skies of Lust, I did read your comment you made earlier about how this stream deserves more viewers. I really appreciate that. It's comments like that that make my day and keep me going. I don't think adding color will win. Wow. Shots are being fired right now. Red team be hustling. He's working on stuff off screen and is gonna paste it in the last second. He's not allowed to copy and paste. I mean, essentially it'll get him disqualified if he did do that. What he could do is, you know, have code that's like, that he's doing for some reason off C9, and then like, hopefully he's a really fast typer, you know, and copy everything. There is 5 minutes and 37 seconds left on the clock, guys. There's a huge lead on the blue team. I mean, blue team, their website looks like a website. Red team still, honestly, looks like HTML.
You're now listening to A-Rod music.
Yeah, but, I mean, he could pull something out in this last 5 minutes. I wonder if he's working. Okay, he is working on his media query. which is going to qualify him. This was supposed to be responsive. Fate will decide. Lol. We have, but we have quite a bit of responsive design over here. Well, at least red team is, you know, gonna qualify. We have a comment from DevWars, our DevWars account. You tried. I'm going to share the crap out of this with my friends. Heck yeah, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, guys, if you guys can share DevWars with your friends, that'd be super cool. I'm sure it'll take your relationship to a whole nother level. I say it all the time. Okay, guys, 4 minutes left on the clock. And this is what we have. For those of you new viewers, guys, I want to see you guys utilizing our commands. Like, we have a bunch of commands for this stream. If you guys scroll down a little bit, you know, you guys can see, you know, we have watch red, watch blue, watch code, and these are all there to improve your viewing experience. Yeah, I mean, I believe this is Mibel's first time playing CSS. I don't think it's that he doesn't know how to code. Or, I mean, I don't think that he's not, like, based off what he's doing, he doesn't look, you know, super new at this. I just think he may be, you know, not as quick as Jung. Like, he may not be able to handle that pressure as well as, you know, Jung was able to during the game. Because if you guys ever played in DevWars, you guys would know the first time is pretty intense. Like, just the pressure of the clock hitting you, knowing that there's X amount of people watching you code. It's definitely something else. You know, it's not your everyday coding session. And Jung is a veteran player. He has played before, so he does have that you know, advantage. Other challenges with programming also C#, PHP, whatsoever. For instance, have a list of unit tests which needs to succeed. Well, not as of now, but we do have those planned. We do want things like that. We've discussed introducing Java into the fray. So, you know, look out for that. DevWars is a growing channel. Okay, guys, so we have some more stuff in here. Now, I'm not sure if he meant to include this outside of this media query. We'll find out here shortly. There is 1 minute and 38 seconds left on the clock. Moderators, let the teams know. Just a minute and 30 seconds. Obviously, this is not a lot of time. And at this point on, guys, I'm actually not even going to show you guys what the website is going to look like. I'm going to keep that as a surprise until the clock hits 0. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, blue team was on fire the entire game, though, but you guys never know. Something crazy. The red team could just pull off something crazy at the end. Although it is very unlikely with the amount of time we have left here. And we have a new follower, Boombastic. Welcome to DevWars. Salutes to you. Hopefully you are enjoying the stream. We do have another game after this. It is going to be a 3 vs 3, and it is going to be the main showing. Guys, we're down to the seconds right now. 45 seconds on the clock. 45 seconds. 28 seconds, guys. It is getting close. It's getting pretty close. How many viewers are we at right now? Can someone give me an update? Guys, 16 seconds, 15. Wow. We're so close. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's over, guys. It's over. You guys have been watching them code for 60 minutes. Jonas JSK, welcome to DevWars. I missed the other follow. I know it started with a K. My bad. I was totally focused on that countdown. Wow, 653 viewers. Thanks, Plague, for updating me. That would be nice. That would be nice. Okay. That background image. That background image, though. Okay, guys. So you guys have been watching both teams. Oh, Cargoli. That was your name. Thanks for the follow. And then Skies of Lust, thank you as well. Okay, guys, so here's what we're going to do. We're pretty much going to review both websites, blue and red, and then you guys are going to cast your votes. Okay, so right now, the first vote's going to be based off design. So, you know, completely based off what site looks better to you. So on the blue team, we have this blue navigation bar. You know, when you we have hover effects, and we have this drop-down menu. When you hover over it, everything works. We have a very nice minimal search bar over here, and then we have a feature content section with buttons, you know, a section where everything's kind of styled over here. We have columns, you know, we have the section in the footer. We have all kinds of styles on the blue team. So that's the blue team right there. Now the red team, Mivelpov was, you know, working very hard. You know, I'm sure he, you know, the pressure of that time was just beating on him. But anyways, I mean, there's not really much to say on the red team. Okay, guys. I can't even scroll on here, so I mean, this is their drop-down menu. The music is too loud. I shall turn it down. Thanks for pointing that out. Okay, guys, here we go. We're going to cast the votes. It's up to you guys which site looks better. So which team has the best design? To vote, all you have to do is type blue in the chat or red in the chat. It's that simple. We're going to be voting for 2 minutes here. Design is also about attention. Big yellow warnings. Okay, so we do have to go through the motion of these votes, guys. The creators of the website can vote for themselves. They are allowed to vote. I like it nasty. Oh my god. Yep, keep the votes coming, guys. It's red or blue in the chat. Okay, we have some people voting for purple. Purple did an excellent job this game too. Wow, we're at 97 viewers right now. Holy crap, can we hit 100 right now? Is that too much to ask for? Maybe. Guys, we're going to be voting for just 1 more minute. Keep the votes coming in. It's either blue or red. Which team has the best website? And 3K5, welcome to DevWars. You guys are on time for the main showing, which is going to be a 3v3. You guys have been watching them code just 1v1, Zen Garden style. Both teams were, you know, supplied with the same HTML document. Okay, guys, so it looks like a blue team is the winner. Now, let's check out the... 1 second. Let's stop this poll. So that's 2 points for the blue team. Now we're going to check out the responsive design, and the way we're going to do that is we're just simply going to resize the windows. So let's see what blue team did. So as you can see, when we reduce the size over here, we get a mobile style layout. Excellent job. However, we still have this sub menu over here, which is kind of awkward, but he still did an excellent job here. Wow, yeah, everything. So whenever you're doing a mobile, you know, style design, you want everything to essentially be in one column. And yeah, Jung, you did an awesome job here. Everything is sticking on in this window. When you resize it, it looks great. Let's see if red team was able to pull off anything with their media queries. Okay, this is what we call fluid design. We don't see like adaptive design per se, but we do see, that was weird. But we do see fluid design. Everything is staying within the browser. Okay, so we're gonna be voting on, let's vote anyways. Which team has the best responsive design? I mean, it is clear, but we still have to go through the motions. We don't want to skip over anything. So we're gonna be voting for just a minute here. Middlepuff, you did a good job still. I mean, it definitely takes a lot of courage and endurance to be able to withstand the pressure of that time. And the eyes. Guys, we're at 100 viewers right now. 100 viewers. Woo! 100 viewer hype right now. Hashtag 100 viewers. Guys, we're on our way for a huge game after this. It's gonna be the biggest JavaScript intense game we've ever had, and we've seen some intense stuff here before. Okay, guys, it looks like blue team did win, so we're gonna go ahead and close the poll here. Okay, guys, you know what this means. It's time to drop that confetti. Let's put up the winner on the screen. As soon as we do that, we're going to be able to drop that confetti. We're going to go ahead and change this song right now because it's putting me to sleep. So, blue team is the winner, guys. They have been coding for 60 minutes, Zen Garden style. Can we put the winners on the screen? There is no prizes, but guys, soon we are gonna have prizes though, soon. Keep watch. There we go, we got the winner and loser on the screen, guys. So we shall drop the confetti. Blue team is the winner. Congratulations, blue team. Yeah.